What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I really hope you're having a good day. So today's video is a very requested video. That is obviously by the title. I don't even know why I'm explaining that to you, but it's how I creatively edit my YouTube videos. Hopefully this gives you some editing ideas, and without further ado, let's get started. So this video is a part 2 to my video how to edit on iMovie like a pro, linked below. Watch that video first if you don't know how to use iMovie, because that's what I use to do all my basic edits, such as cutting out awkward pauses. This video covers all of the quote artistic and creative and aesthetic unquote edits that I use. There were some creative edits in the first video. In that video I cover how to create text pop-ups and face filters using videostar. In this video I'll be using both my iPhone and my iPad, although you don't have to have both. I just find it easier to hand draw on my iPad, and I'll also be using a mix of free and paid apps. I mostly do use paid apps because for me paying a few dollars is worth all of the features. However, I'll be showing you a free option for pretty much every single edit. I've tried my best to divide this video up into sections so it makes sense, but my editing is kind of complicated because it's jumbled and sort of random. I encourage you to watch the whole thing because if you jump around, it's gonna be confusing. Enough with the talking, let's begin. Also, PS, in all of these voiceovers I get comments that I sound sick and or like a robot, but that's just how I talk. I'm fine, I promise. So in most of these edits, I'll be taking a clip or multiple clips from the iMovie timeline by clicking and dragging my mouse over the clips I want to use. Then I will copy these clips by clicking Command-C on my keyboard, or if that doesn't work, going up to the top left-hand corner, edit, and clicking copy. Then I'll hit the projects button and create a new project and paste the clips into the timeline using either Command-V or paste up in the top left-hand corner. Then click export in the top right-hand corner and save the clips to the desktop. Now you'll want to export this file to either your phone or your iPad. I always AirDrop it, but you could also text, email, or use Dropbox, and I prefer AirDrop because AirDrop maintains the file's quality. If you don't have a MacBook and are editing using your phone or tablet, then do the same steps, but then just save the file to your camera roll. After AirDropping the clip to my phone, now it's time to edit it. The first app is Unfold. Unfold is technically meant to be used for Instagram stories, and I do use it for Instagram stories, but also to create my intros and B-roll edits. I have their premium subscription, so I have access to all of the filters and such, but you don't necessarily need this subscription. You can also just buy an individual preset package for I think 99 cents. To make my intros, I pick out a preset that I like. Normally, it's either a Polaroid type thing or a paper type thing, if that makes sense. Then I just insert the video clip from my camera roll and resize it. If you click the little sparkle thing here, you have the option to add a filter or adjust the settings such as brightness or contrast. I really like this glitter and sparkle filter, so I'm going to use that. Then if you click on the video clip, change it to the repeat button so it doesn't repeat over and over again. You can also add text, stickers, or change the background color by clicking the pencil icon. I'm going to add text, which is the title of the video. When you're done, just click the save button in the top right hand corner and save it to your camera roll. Then you want to export this clip back to your computer. I just AirDrop it back to my desktop. As I said earlier, you can also use Dropbox or iCloud or something else. If you're editing on mobile, you can just insert the clip directly from your camera roll and into the app you're using to do your main edits. But anyway, what I do is when the clip is back on my computer, I drag it back to where it should be located in the timeline, crop and resize it so it's horizontal and not vertical. And then I delete the unedited version of that clip, and that's Unfold. I really like Unfold because you can do so many different edits. Just play around with it and you will see. Here are some examples of the edits that I've done on here. It's very versatile. Moving on to animations such as this. I like to hand draw my animations, but you can also digitally render them in a lot of programs just by adding shapes and stuff. The steps will basically be the same if you want to use circles, squares, or stars, except you'll add shapes instead of drawings to your canvas. Anyway, first I'll show you how I do animations on Procreate, which costs around $10. I'd highly recommend it because it's such a good deal for what you're getting, but I'll also show you how to do this for free too. So in Procreate, you first open up a new canvas with the sizings 2560 by 1440. For this to work properly, you have to go to your layers palette and make the background transparent by unchecking the box next to the background. And now it's time to draw whatever you want, so I'm just gonna draw some lines. Once you're done drawing, export the canvas as a PNG to your camera roll and make sure it's a PNG, not a JPEG. Then return to your canvas and adjust your drawing a little bit. You can rotate it, flip it, add more inkings, whatever you want. I'm just going to rotate it about the x-axis. I don't know how else to explain that. To do this, just click on this mouse symbol in the top left-hand corner and click flip. Then unclick the mouse symbol and export your new drawing as a PNG. And if you don't want to buy Procreate, you can use PixArt. First, click the plus button and scroll all the way down to color backgrounds and choose the transparent one. Then click Tools, Crop, and then YouTube. Hit Apply and scroll over to Brushes. Here you have a wide variety of brushes, but I'm just going to use a simple white brush. You are a bit limited in PixArt because it's harder to adjust the drawing than it would be if you were using Procreate. Anyway, I'm just going to draw the lines again and export it to the camera roll. Then I'll hit back and click on the tools again and click resize and click flip and rotate and flip it horizontally. Then save this PNG to the camera roll. Airdrop the PNGs to your computer and open up iMovie and go to the part on the timeline where you want to add your animations. Insert the first PNG on top of the correct clip. If the background does not show up as transparent, click on the PNG and change it from cutaway to picture-in-picture and resize the PNG to properly fit the dimensions. This sometimes happens with PixArt PNGs. Anyway, hover over the end of the PNG and drag it to the left so the time length on the PNG is really short, like 0.2 seconds. Then add the other PNG right next to the first PNG and make it the same length as the first PNG. Then copy the first PNG and then paste it right next to the second PNG. Then copy and paste the second PNG so it's right next to the copy of the first PNG. Do this over and over again for however long you want your animation to be. Then play it back and ta-da, you have an animation. You can also use both PixArt and Procreate just to make simple doodles without animating them. To do this, follow the exact same steps, but you don't need to make multiple PNGs or copy and paste over and over and over again in iMovie. Next is creating text transitions like what you see on your screen right now. I use picmonkey on my computer to do this, but you can pretty much use any sort of graphic creator to do this. Picmonkey is not free anymore, unfortunately, but once again, you can use PixArt to do the exact same thing. You can also use Canva, Fonto, Procreate, Unfold, etc. There's so many options for you. For Picmonkey, just go to picmonkey.com. I use old Picmonkey because I don't feel like learning how to use the new one. To get the old version, click on your account name in the top right-hand corner and click the drop down button and then switch to old Picmonkey. Then create a new canvas using the sizes 2560 by 1440. Then you can pretty much do anything you want to. For text transitions, first choose a background color, then click TT on the sidebar to get text. Then you can either use their fonts or import your own. I've imported Helvetica New and I use that one a lot. If you don't already have this font on your computer, just Google Helvetica New font download and it'll take like 30 seconds to install. Anyway, type whatever you want your transition to say and then add any desired effects. If you click on the toolbar, then effects, you can add shadows. I like doing this technique where you add a drop shadow, turn the distance to 0 and the intensity all the way up, then I copy and paste the text to make the text box that's underneath all black. I layer the top text over the all black text to give it a cooler effect. When you're done, just click the export button in the top left hand corner and save the file to your desktop. Open iMovie and drag the file into the timeline wherever you want it to be. Another thing that I like to do is give the text a little bit of a fun effect, so to do this you'll need the app videostar on your mobile device. It's free, but anyway, to do this, go to Picmonkey and click on the top icon in the sidebar. Click on canvas color and change it to transparent background. Then export the file and drag it onto the desktop. Go back to the canvas and click the undo button and the color of the canvas will come back. Then delete the text and export the blank canvas color to your desktop. Open up iMovie and drag the canvas color file into a blank project. Add a random sound to the color file. You'll have to do this so videostar works properly. Then export the video clip onto your desktop, airdrop it to your mobile device, open up videostar on your phone, and edit this video clip. I like to use this feature called noise because it gives it a cool aesthetic look. There are tons of other effects you can use as well. I go over how to use videostar face filters in my first editing video, so if you want to know how to do that, go watch that video. Anyway, when you found a filter you like, export the edited clip to your camera roll, send it back to your computer, and drag the clip onto your desktop. Drag the new clip into the video's timeline. Then drag the text file that you saved earlier on top of the colored clip. The text will be over the color background with a cool effect. To create these text transitions for free, you can use PicsArt on mobile. Open up PicsArt on your phone and create a canvas. Choose the color you want, then click Tools, Crop, and then YouTube. Now find the text option and add whatever text you want and add its desired effects. PicsArt actually has a ton of effects that you can use, and they're all free pretty much, I think. Then export the image to your camera roll and send it back to your computer and drag it into the iMovie timeline. There you go. Now to create backgrounds for your video like this. This is pretty simple, and I've saved it for near the end because it involves all the other skills I've mentioned earlier. So basically you can use any app that I've mentioned earlier to do this. I'll go over how to do this in picmonkey and in PicsArt. If you want your background to be more intricate and detailed, I'd actually suggest using PicsArt because then you can add more effects and hand draw stuff. For picmonkey, open a new canvas and use the dimensions, as I've said like 50 billion times, 2560 by 1440. Then choose a background color. You can add various graphics or text, words, whatever you want as the background. I'm just gonna add some random graphics because why not? When you're done, click the export button in the top left hand corner, save, and drag onto the desktop. The same thing goes for PicsArt. Open your device and open PicsArt, click on the canvas color you want, select Tools, then Crop, and YouTube. Now add whatever you want to the background. As I said earlier, PicsArt gives you more range to add stuff to the background. You can use glitter brushes, add stickers, add effects, etc. When you're done, save it to the camera roll, send it to the desktop, and now it is time to add the background into iMovie. Drag the background into the timeline roughly where you want to add it. Then find the clip or clips you want to be over the background and drag the clip on top of the background. Use the resizing tool to make the length of the background match the length of the video clip. Then click on the video clip and click on cutaway, but change it to picture-in-picture. Change the dissolve to 0, then resize the video clip so it fits well on top of the background, and you're done. This is also what you do if you make videos about gaming. You drag the video clips of you narrating on top of the gameplay video clips and use the picture-in-picture option to resize the narration clips properly. To conclude this video, some other things that may be helpful when you're editing. Screen recording. I'm going to link below how to screen record your desktop because I can't exactly explain how to do it since I have to screen record a screen recording. Voiceovers. I do my voiceovers in kind of a weird way. I don't have a standing microphone, so I just use the mic on my camera. Basically, I hit record on my camera and speak the voiceover into the camera's microphone. Then I upload the voiceover footage from my camera onto my desktop just like you would any other clip. Then I drag the video clips into the timeline and click modify in the top left hand corner and detach the audio. This makes the audio sound a lot better, I think, versus recording it directly into your computer. I'll link below how to record a voiceover if you don't want to use your camera and or don't have a standing mic. So that was it for today's video. I really hope you liked these tips and these ideas. I use these techniques in like editing ideas, I guess, in all of my videos practically, mostly, you know, whatever. And as I said earlier, this doesn't cover like the basics because I already did a video on all of the basic tutorial stuff. This is like the more, not necessarily advanced, but the more in-depth video, if that makes sense. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything that you want to, subscribe to my channel, turn the notification bell on, follow me on Instagram. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!